Welcome to With Love Bridal Boutique. Today we're talking all about how to choose a wedding dress to best suit your body type. It goes without saying that every bride wants to look her best on her wedding day, and this isn't going to happen if you're feeling self-conscious about parts of your body. So there definitely are tips and tricks on how to accentuate the parts of your body that you want to emphasize and then kind of conceal the parts of your body that you don't want shown as much. So with so many different shapes and body types out there, there really is no exact perfect way to choose a silhouette. If you've always dreamed of wearing a ball gown, I would say go for it. If you really want to have something fitted, you can find that certain fit that's going to best suit your body type. There are so many different body types and shapes out there and a lot of different factors that are going to play a role in it. So even if you're, there's really no point in saying that if you're this shape, this is going to be the dress for you, because you might have, different qualities and different heights, different bust lines, measurements are all different. So it is kind of a little bit of a generalization. Of course, it's not going to apply perfectly to everybody. So this is all just something that's sort of going to help be set as a guideline as opposed to rules. There are no rules. You can have whatever kind of dress you want, but there's definitely little tips and tricks to find silhouettes that are going to best flatter your assets. Okay, so starting with the first shape, if you are sort of more straight or column, don't really have a lot of curves to you, you can have sort of a little bit more of a boyish shape. Something that is going to really help give you those curves is if you kind of go for something a little bit more voluminous, like a ball gown. So a ball gown is going to really just accentuate your upper body, really pull in at the waist, and then with the skirt kind of pulling out at the waist into a sort of a larger skirt, it's really going to give the illusion that you've got these curves. So it can really be flattering on women who don't have the curves. Ball gown or something with a lot of volume is going to help create that look, as opposed to something that's very fitted where it can kind of just look straight up and down and is not going to help flatter or give you that sort of silhouette that you're looking for. If you are pear-shaped, this basically means that your smallest part of your body is your upper body, your bust, your shoulders come into a thinner waist, and then the largest measurement will be your hips. So in order to really flatter this silhouette, you're going to want to look for something that is going to accentuate your curves, but maybe just be a little bit more flowing so that the eye will go up and down as opposed to be stopping at your hip or at your waist. It's really just going to be very elongating as well. So something like an A-line silhouette is really going to flatter the narrowness of the waist, and then just very romantically and softly kind of flow down. Another great option would be a fit and flare, because it's going to be nice and fitted, maybe accentuate your curves, but then flow out just after your hips very softly, so as to not kind of have a dramatic cutoff, but it really just draws the eye up and down to create a very elongated, slim silhouette. If you are busty, it might be nice to look for a dress that has some sort of detailed neckline, maybe a little bit higher cut. This is going to just help you still have your curves, your shape is going to be emphasized, but it's not going to be all of the attention of the dress. So if you find yourself busty and you want a strapless, you might want to look for a modified sweetheart. This is just going to avoid having that intense dip down in the cleavage area. Or you could even have sort of an illusion neckline with straps, or something that is going to just really flatter the neckline without over accentuating it. If you are apple shaped, so a bit more round, where your bust and your hips are sort of your smallest measurements, you're going to want to look for something that is going to really highlight the waist. So a nice option would be to have sort of a lace up in the back or a corset option. This is just going to really create a beautiful fit and really just bring in that waistline in order to create a little bit more of a curvy silhouette, bringing out the hourglass shape. If you are very tall, you can generally get away with a few different silhouettes. So a lot of times a ball gown on someone very tall is going to be a nice option. If you are petite or find yourself a little bit shorter, sometimes a lot of ball gown skirt can sort of eat the bride up. So in that case, it would make her appear shorter and wider, as opposed to someone tall that can carry it. It'll make them sort of be proportionate as opposed to looking extremely tall. That being said, a really nice fitted, sort of simple silhouette, even a sheath gown is going to look really beautiful on someone who is very tall as well, just because they've got sort of the height to be able to carry out those long lines of a dress. Again, just kind of throwing back to those brides who are petite, meaning just a little bit shorter or just very tiny. Sometimes it's really nice to have a fitted dress. This is going to just really create that height. Something that's fitted is going to be very elongating. So even if you're looking for something that's going to make you appear taller, a fit and flare is really going to be the best option, because with a fit and flare, it's going to be nice and fitted throughout the whole body of the dress, and then just going to flare out softly through the thigh area. And this is going to run your eye up and down the dress without having any harsh cutoff points, making the bride appear taller, and it's really just going to highlight her curves. And this really does help create a more tall, statuesque figure when you're definitely lining on the side of petite or someone who is shorter. So now if you are plus size, there are a lot of shapes that you can go with that are going to flatter your figure depending on what you're looking for. So one thing I would say to avoid is more of that sheath shape. So when I say sheath, I just mean a dress that is sort of more fitted at the top, but just kind of hangs more straight down. It doesn't really emphasize anything. It's really just more of an elongating, statuesque sort of shape. So looking for a dress that's got a little bit of structure to it is really going to help make you feel secure. So something that's got, you know, a corset in it or some boning in it, this is really just going to help create a beautiful silhouette for you, as well as really emphasize your features and show off the body parts that you're wanting to the most. So a lot of brides will come in and say they really don't want something that is strapless. So you definitely can find something with straps, or even an illusion neckline where you've got the security of having straps, but it almost looks like you're wearing a strapless because the top is sheer. So there's a lot of different options in order to create that look you're looking for in the shape that you're looking for as well. So if you are a bit more, you know, have an hourglass figure, and you're looking for something that's going to accentuate all of your curves, something that's a mermaid, trumpet, fit and flare, these are all going to be really great options just to really highlight your shape and look very glamorous in the meantime as well. Through all of the wedding dress shapes, I would say A-line is going to be that dress that just... So again, these are all just little guidelines, things to keep in mind. There are going to be dresses that best flatter your shape as opposed to others. Now, it is nice for a bride who's coming in, never trying wedding dresses on, to try those different shapes. Really go through and just say, okay, I can tell that this one flatters my figure the most, because it's really hard sometimes to know what to expect if you've never tried wedding dresses on before, because it's not going to be like any other dress you've worn in your life. So with all of the different details, shapes, silhouettes, tops, bottoms, there's so many options out there. It is nice to kind of dabble in the different shapes and then really just say, okay, I can tell that this shape suits me best. And again, that is why your consultant is there, because they've seen these dresses on different body types. They know what's going to help suit you the most. So it is nice to have them there to kind of help guide you, really help you focus on the details that you're looking for, but what's going to help you feel confident and really accentuate the features that you want to. So it is great for you when you walk in and you meet your consultant to say, these are the things that I love about my body, and these are the things that I maybe don't want to highlight so much. So they can really help you find the dress that's going to give you that look you're looking for, as well as make you feel confident, beautiful, and absolutely look amazing on your wedding day.